I'm hoping this video helps the kids and you, the parents, understand how to make a highlight video using Hudl. It's really not especially complicated, but it does seem, it's kind of like a whole new interface and everything, and I think it'll just be easier to see somebody making one, and then you can kind of refer to this as you make a highlight video. The one thing about Hudl right now is we only have access to videos that we upload. I'm not sure if there's a way that for me to find a workaround for kids to upload their own videos that maybe you take off of your cell phone or something along those lines, or even at a tournament or something. There's got to be a way, and I'm going to try to contact Hudl and see if there's some kind of an alternate way for them to do that. I am logged in right now under Sophia. I'm using her profile to make this video just because I want you to see how you can do it on a kid's membership, and it's just slightly different than the way mine looks as the coach's interface. So without any more delay, I'm going to just get started and show you how to do it. One thing I do want to point out to you, though, is that I think it's really important that we show a variety of things that the kids can do. So if they play attack, we don't want to have a clip of or a video of 10 clips of them scoring goals, 10 different ways. We want to find some highlights of them, setting up offense for other players or getting some assists, how well they ride, so on. Defenders, not just on ball play, but also what they do away from the ball and how they help out other defenders and how they maybe help out in the clearing game. And with midfielders, obviously, there's a ton of different things that we can look at. So when you sign on under a player's account, you'll see, first of all, their name up here. And when you click on video up here to the top left, you'll get to our library. And this is every video that's ever been uploaded to Hudl for Miller Place. It goes back to like 2014. But today we're just going to focus on Shoreham, Wading River, and the Center Mauritius games. Full disclosure, I already went through the games and I wrote down times of different highlights for Sophia just to make this a little bit of a quicker process so you can see it. Obviously you would have to go through a whole game and find highlights for yourself as you're going through the game. So I kind of know where I'm going to find each highlight of her, but again, I will go through the whole process so you see it. So first thing I did here was I clicked on Center Mauritius. You'll see our whole schedule is up there. For the most part, there's going to be some more games added as the season goes on. When I click on Center Mauritius, there's two games that show up. This one is the scouting one that we used with the kids, their Port Jefferson game from last year, and then you'll see our game, Miller Place High School against Center Mauritius. So when you click on that video, it opens up the video play interface. This is just the last place I left off. So if we just scroll back here to the beginning of the game, you'll see the start of the game. It started off with a redraw. But this is actually the first highlight that I wanted to pick out, and it's draw control that Sophia gets. It's a ground ball, and she turns and moves the ball up the field. So I'll just let you see it like as if we're just watching the game. We're watching play take place, and she gets the ball, she turns around, she goes upfield. So now what I would do is I was like, I like that clip of her. I'm going to pause it there. And I go down here to the bottom right where it says create clip. So I click on that. And now it made that little clip for me. Now I'm going to click on this, and it's going to show me that clip in the full game video. If I hit this minimize magnifying glass here, you'll see where it fits in the entire game. Now I can use these bars to kind of adjust the video because I know that it kind of started a little bit late where I said I wanted the clip. And so that's where I would start it. And where it ends, I would probably pick, you can see as I'm moving it, it shows you different points in the video clip. So I want to get to the point where, after Sophia passed the ball off. You will have to shorten or lengthen these clips again when you put them into the highlight video, but at least this makes it a little less cumbersome. And then up here where it says add a comment, that's right here. I'm trying to move the mouse just so you can see where I'm going here. I'm just going to put DC1, draw control 1, because there's 3 different draw controls that I'll put in her highlight clip. And then I hit save. And then this little star right here. This is the important part. This is what will send it over to make it possible for me to use in a highlight. So I click that. I hit continue. And then it sent it to her highlight reel, which you'll see when we're done going through all the highlights. And then I'm just going to go publish. I'm going to leave it at that for now, right? So I'm going to hit X, or I'm going to name it again. I'll name it DC1 again. And I hit the check, and now it's published. So this is in her I'm sorry. All right, so this clip is in her highlight collection, and you'll see that again later on after we go through the rest of the game. So now I'm going to hit cancel because I know that that's saved. So now I go back to the rest of the game, and I know that the next highlight of her that I want to see is at about 5 minutes. And again, you can just let it play. You can use these buttons down here, just like, they're pretty, like I said, intuitive. 5 seconds advance, 5 seconds advance. I can go 5 seconds back if I think I missed something. If you hold down fast forward, you can watch the whole game this way. If I'm making a video of a defender, this is basically what I'm doing when the ball is on this side of the field. Or to make it even faster, I can drag it, and you see in the small window where we are in the game. So, if I was just focused on the defensive side of the field, this is pretty much what I would be doing. I'd be fast forwarding, not really paying attention to what's happening offensively. I'm sure if you asked Dan, he'd probably tell you that's how I watch games to begin with. So I'm going to fast forward here to 5 minutes, 5:02. I made a note of the next highlight for Sophia would be at 5:04. So we're here, and she makes a nice defensive play, picks up the ground ball after fighting with the ball a little bit, and then she dodges away from a couple kids, and she starts moving up the field. So what I'm going to do now is I'll pause it here. I'm going to create a clip, again, just like we did with the first one. So I'm creating a clip. I click on this clip again, and now I want to make sure that I find the correct start point and end point of that clip. So I have to drag way back because it went pretty far back. Again, I hit that minimize magnifying glass, and it helps me get back to the beginning of it. So, and I know you're probably wondering, how do we get all the circles and the comments about the player? I'll show you all of that as we get to that point in making the actual highlight video. So this is where I'm going to stop this one, and I'm going to call this one transition, and then save. And then again, that star makes it a highlight. Hit continue. I'll hit publish, and then I'm going to give it the same name, transition, and hit the check. For me, again, personally, when I make these, it's important for me to title all of these highlights because of the way that I group them when I make a video. I've heard from college coaches before, they like to see the same kind of thing several times in a row. So all of her draw controls I'll put right next to each other, one right after the other. All of her defensive plays or transition plays, I'll put one right after the other. So naming them helps me find them later on when I'm making the highlight. So that clip is saved now as a highlight. It says highlight added for Sophia and Janito. So I'm going to go to cancel because I don't want to do anything else with that clip. And the game continues running. The next highlight for her that I had was at 6:55. And again, I probably said it twice already, just to stress, you'll have to watch the whole game in order to find all the highlights. The only reason why it's easy for me to do this, because I did that once already. I wrote down on a piece of paper different highlights for her. So I'm just going to go right ahead to 6:50. Her next clip is an assist. So I'll just wait for that to happen. There she is with the ball. She finds Abby there, and Abby scores. So I pause it there, create clip, just like we've been doing. Click on the clip, and then you get the whole thing. So the timing of that one is pretty good. I just want to make sure that I have it. So I'm going to let it run. I'm going to actually go a little bit further back. All right, so there's Sophia getting the ball. So this is now after I've already said that this is a clip that I want to use. All right, so we get the little celebration and everything. I'm going to hit save clip, just like we've been doing. And it's here. I want to name it. Assist. Save. And then again, the star for highlight. Continue. Then I want to go publish. And the only thing that pressing publish does is it puts it in her own like library of highlights that she can choose from. And again, when we're done with this process, we'll get to that second part. So the highlight was saved and published to my profile. So I hit X, and now we're out of that one. Hit cancel again. We're done with this clip. Her next two are draw controls in this game. So it's 956. I'm going to fast forward to that. I'm going to just pause it here, create clip, click on the clip. I know it seems very repetitive, like I feel like I'm saying the same thing a bunch of times here, but the more repetitive we make it, the easier it'll be for you to remember, how you do it for each clip. So I just want to see where this ends. This might not get the whole thing, but I can, again, remember I can use these bars here to draw this out. This one takes a while. So I want to start it a little bit later because it takes there's quite a bit of a delay. Remember, I'll use this minus magnifying glass and just pull it out a little bit on the end so we don't run out of time. And I want to play it. It's only playing within this clip now. And that's a good one. I usually, this might just be personal preference, but I do like to show them pass the ball, make a completed pass to an open player at the end of the highlight. So I'll make sure that's long enough for you to see that. And we don't get to see it there, but here we do. Okay, so now I'm going to hit, I'm going to name it, draw control 2, because we already had one of them, save. And then I'm going to make it a highlight. Again, I hit the star, continue. Then I go publish, draw control 2, save it. So again, it's published to her profile. And then the final one, we have to hit cancel clip, remember, because we don't need that anymore. Cancel that clip. And then the final one was at 26 minutes and 40 seconds. So I'm going to fast forward to 26:40 or around that part. Now let's let this play. I'm going to rewind just a little bit. Now pause it, rewind. It'll automatically pause. Once you hit pause, it'll stay paused even if you rewind. I want to create a clip again. Now I'm going to be able to manipulate the clip by clicking on it there. This one's going to have to be longer. So now I want to play the clip, take a look at it, and make sure that this gets the whole highlight. And it does. So I can actually shorten up the front end of it a little bit because there's quite a delay in the beginning. All right, so I'm going to call this one draw control 3, save, and then this one I'm going to make a highlight. by clicking on the star. I'm going to go publish, Draw Control 3, and then it's now published to her profile. Okay, so now we have a total of 5 highlights from the Santa Mauritius game for her. Again, I'm doing this is just a quick one. Obviously, I'd probably come up with 5 or 6 more, or so on. You know, it's all a matter of game flow and things like that. So, but we know that one's saved. I've got all 5 highlights that I've written down on this piece of paper. I'm going to hit cancel, and it's going to take me back to the game. So now we're done with Santa Mauritius. There's no more highlights that I'm going to use in a highlight video for her. I go to exit, and that'll take me back to the library. So we unclick Santa Mauritius, and now I'm going to click on Shoreham Wading River. And here's our Shoreham game. So I click on that, and it'll open up the game. Again, it leaves off where the last time you watched the game was. The play that I wanted to do here was at 14 minutes and 37 seconds. Just a good defensive play. So like I said earlier, I mean, I found this out when I was going through this video, looking for Sophia in the video. I realized that when her midfield was on the field, she was the only one with long sleeves on. So what I would do is I would just scroll through, and if I didn't see her on the field, I would know, just to stop looking there and keep on fast forwarding until I see her. But she's right over here, I think. So I'm just going to let this play just to make sure this is the clip that I wanted to get. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is her. Just good one-on-one defense, and I think it's important that college coaches that you might be sending these highlights videos to see a little bit of everything that the kids do. So I rewind it even more to where she takes this cutter, leaves her with somebody else on the inside of the defense, and then she goes out and plays this kid one-on-one. So again, I'm going to create clip. I click on the clip. I'm going to name it, but I want to make sure I play with the clip a little bit here and watch it all. So the play that I want to highlight starts a little bit later than the clip that it gave me. Over here she is taking this cutter, and she'll go out, play one-on-one defense, and then that other kid will pass the ball away. I have to make it just a little bit longer. And that should be good for that clip. Because now the ball is over here, and she's going back in to help defense. So I'm going to now save the clip by hitting the highlight star again, like we've done with the previous 5 highlights, and publish, name it, and hit the check. And now it's saved in her profile. So now I have a total of 6 clips from 2 games to make a highlight video of Sophia. So I X out of here and I cancel because I'm done using this clip now. And now I hit exit. So this is where now we're going to actually take these clips that we pulled out of these 2 games and make a highlight video. So what we do is we go to the top here where it says Sophia Ingenito, and I go down and I click on your highlights. So now you'll see the 6 highlights that we made. Okay, so that's not perfect. Let me go back and make sure we have that highlight from the Shoreham game. Okay, so it just turned out I had to refresh the screen, and then that highlight showed up. So now the 6 highlights that we made, draw control 1, draw control 2, 3, the play where she makes a nice play in transition and some defense, the assist, and then the one-on-one defense from the shoring game are all in her highlights. She's got others in here from different travel tournaments and things like that, but these are the 6 that we're focused on. So what I want to do now is I click on Create Highlight. So they're going to give you some guidelines, some pointers and things. The key here is using this plus button. So I click on the plus button, and now I'm going to hit videos. Now that'll bring me to a bunch of different videos that I can use for her. Again, we're using from 2021, 22, Santa Mauritius, and Shoreham. So I click on Santa Mauritius, I do select all, add those 5 clips. If I click on Shoreham, it's going to do this one. That other one was a mistake. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to add them both just in case. It's the way they're both in there, but you can always delete them when they're in the highlight reel. So I add these 2 clips to the reel, and then I'm done. I'm not going to add any more video. So I hit the X, and now all these videos are here, and they're in her highlight reel for now. There's a couple things in here. You can use this bar to slide back and forth and see the whole video. You are going to first want to make sure you add like a title screen. Now that's again using the plus. You go slides, and then there's 3 different title screens you can use. I'll just use this one first. So we're going to put Sophia's name. And then I'll put Miller Place High School and her jersey number. You can put anything in here, but that'll be the first thing that shows up, is that. Now you see, I just created it, so it puts it at the end of this string of clips. So if you just grab it, you can drag it to the beginning. So now it's the first thing you'll see. I can add another slide, maybe a little bit different, and I'll put midfielder. Put her position and her graduation year in there. So I'll put that, and that'll be our second one. So you can see them down here. It says Sophia Angelino. So that's the first title one, right? And then the second one, when I click on it, it comes up. And so now we have our title screens. You can add a third with GPA, SAT scores, whatever you want to add in that section. So now we have all of her videos. And what I want to do is I want to maybe group them together. So I'll put her draw control ones first. Those are easy to find because you can see in the little image of the video that they're standing in the middle of the field. So now to actually add highlights and circles and things to the videos, it's very simple. You just click on this pencil, and now the clip comes up. And the circle is what allows you to add the, so you can see the player. So you can play with the circle, you can make it bigger, smaller, so on. So I'm going to zoom in on Sophia there. And by dragging the circle, it goes to different parts of the clip. But I'm going to leave it right there. So when the video actually plays, and you'll see this at the end, when the video actually plays, it'll like pause the video briefly when the circle comes up. So I'm going to hit done. I'm going to reorder these a little bit because I like this one a little bit better. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to add a circle to this one. I'm going to drag this out a little bit so it takes a little while until that circle shows up. These are seconds down in here, so there's a lot to kind of play with as far as, where it shows up. So I put the circle right there on her. And then I can add comments. So good at winning draws to herself. I'll put that in there. And that's the comment that'll show up. And you'll see that now in 3 successive clips where she's going to control a draw on her own. So I hit done. And now that one's in there. And then the third one, we didn't put the circle on her yet. I'm going to pause it, hit the pencil, hit the circle, drag the circle so it goes in a little bit more into the highlight, make it maybe a little bit bigger. There's all different kinds of circles you can use down here. There's ones that look like they're on fire, and this one that spins around the kid. This one that looks like it has lightning coming out of it. Let's use this one just for the purpose of showing you how the video is made. And then I hit done. And now that video is in there, or that clip. So again, I'm going to use this progress bar here. And now we're going to go to her next highlight. And I'm going to pause recording right now. I might actually make this in two parts because it is getting a little bit long and I don't want to get cut off with the video. So I'm going to stop it at this point, and I'll come back. I'll pick up exactly where we left off, and you'll see, how we finish it up.